Hello everyone, and welcome to our webinar. My name is Matt Murphy, and I'm here with David Neal.
Hi everyone.
And today we will be giving you a demo on our latest SCOM management pack for InterSystems Cache. Today we will give an overview of the management pack and our company Bridgeways, followed by some of the highlights, and then Dave will give you a demo of the management pack itself. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the attendee control panel, but we will not answer these questions until the demo is finished. We want to keep these questions also to be sales related, but if you have any specific technical questions that pertain to your specific environment, we can answer them after the demo is finished offline as well. We've been around for about 7 years now developing management packs that let administrators monitor applications and systems within their System Center Operations Manager console, allowing for more end-to-end continuity. We're also a Gold certified partner and one of the founding members of the System Center Alliance. At Bridgeways, we provide healthcare IT monitoring solutions by helping you deliver quality care by monitoring your IT systems, such as VMware, Oracle Database, along with InterSystems Cache. And soon to be released is a monitoring solution for your InterSystems Ensemble. And with that, I'll hand the presentation over to Dave Neal.
Hi everyone. Yes, today we'd like to highlight our InterSystems Cache management pack and delivery platforms, and maybe just touch upon a couple of other management packs so you get that big view of your healthcare IT ecosystem. With our InterSystems Cache management pack, you get end-to-end monitoring solution where we consolidate all the views of all your IT systems, things like your IT InterSystems Cache instances, your VMware system, Oracle databases, Windows servers, Linux or AIX servers, network devices, data storage, Hyper-V, etc. So you get everything in one consolidated view so you can get a very good perspective of what's happening in your environment, all from a single console. We offer proactive monitorings where you can look for bottlenecks in your networking, your peak CPU usage, check your VMware server hosts for health and performance metrics, as well as your regular server host. If you're hosting on InterSystems Cache system, you want to know how is that system performing, because it could impact your InterSystems Cache instances, for instance. And administrative support. We provide automated and context-sensitive administrative tasks within our tool, and we have alert knowledge-based articles with all the monitor metrics that are available in our management pack and other management packs. And we provide seamless updates with new features. So once you get a hold of our management packs and we do an update on it, we just roll that out automatically to you, and you'll get any new features that may be included in that management pack. For the InterSystems Cache management pack itself discovers and monitors your licensing information, the global and routine statistics, disk and buffer statistics, ECP statistics, and many other things. As far as the user experience, it provides a single pane of glass view of all your InterSystems Cache databases, exposing all the metrics that are available from them. As far as services and systems, it integrates seamlessly within the Microsoft System Center Operations Manager. And as we mentioned before, it enables you to see your entire IT and services ecosystem. So if you're running your InterSystems Cache system on a VMware or virtual machine, you can monitor that hypervisor and the operating systems, as well as your InterSystems Cache health and performance metrics, all from within a single view, and we'll show you that shortly. We also help you resolve common issues by looking at, you'll be able to catch these things as they're happening. You're going to look at memory consumption, licensing, that maybe you're going to get an alert that you're near your peak license usage, your database performance and availability, things of that nature. Some of the performance metrics and specific for InterSystems Cache include lock table, memory table locks by process, your globals, all the metrics around your globals, such as disk reads, disk writes, cache efficiency, and global references. For your routines, we look at local routine calls, the number of routines called locally, the number of local routines that are loaded and saved, routine commands, a cumulative sum of all the number of commands. Shadow support, if you're using Shadow, we have metrics around that too, so you can get a source and destination list of, and transfer rate, etc. Disk and buffers, always important. So we give you things such as the number of buffers you have, your buffer requeue rate, the available buffers, and of course licensing. You want to know, if you're using your InterSystems Cache licenses, are you approaching a limit? We'll give you a monitor and alert on that too. As far as licensing of the management pack itself, we follow a subscription model. You give us the number of instances and your user limit that you need, and you can just pay on a subscription basis. We offer two ways of getting the management pack. You can, if you're running Microsoft System Center Operations Manager locally in your environment, you can purchase the management pack and license from us and install that within your SCOM environment. You simply import it just like any other management pack and install the license, and up you go. The second solution we provide is our SaaS solution, Tibanna Plus, where it's SCOM in the cloud, your own private SCOM instance, where you have your SCOM console and a Tibanna web interface, which I'll show you shortly. So if you don't have SCOM, we have SCOM running for you in the cloud once you sign up, and your InterSystems Cache management pack is installed for you up on there. In a local SCOM installation, in other words, you have SCOM in your own environment and you're running it and you want to get the management pack from us, what you'll see on the right is the SCOM servers, and on the left, and on the right you'll see your InterSystems Cache server. And you'll notice what we'll do there is we will deploy what we call a provider on that InterSystems Cache host, where the provider will read the InterSystems Cache instance health and performance metrics as is published by the web management portal that InterSystems provides with their server. So we read that data for health and performance metrics. The same data, by the way, that if you're using your InterSystems Cache system management portal tool, very same metrics. And we pull those metrics, send them out over to the SCOM server where they're stored in a operational database and data warehouse, and then displayed graphically for you. So that's the local install. So you install the MP and deploy the provider. For the Tibanna Plus installation, our SaaS solution, similar type of setup, except we're running the SCOM servers in the cloud for you, your own private instance of SCOM, and your host, again, you would deploy a provider on your InterSystems hosts and to monitor the instance's health. But there's another little piece of software called Mid01 that you'll notice in the center of your screen. That is our software that is a security layer as well as a filtering layer. In other words, if you're making a connection to our service, we look at who you are, we go through a whole security check on it, we then send that data to the appropriate SCOM instance. So your data goes to your SCOM instance in the cloud. So again, that Mid01 by Bridgeways is the difference between Tibanna Plus and a local install. And now I'll get ready to do a live demo here real short. And if there's a bit of lag here, folks, with the screen draws, because we're over GoToMeeting, sometimes the screen draws do get a little bit slower. In a real life scenario, your screen refresh is quite quickly. Now you should notice a SCOM console. And by the way, this is a Tibanna Plus web console that you're looking at, or a SCOM console that you're looking at. And for comparison, this is a native SCOM console. You'll notice they're both the same console. They're both the same piece of software. One is being run in the cloud, and one is run through our service and exported as a remote desktop application to your computer. So in this case, we've got our InterSystems Cache management pack installed. And it imports into your SCOM system, if you're running it locally, your SCOM system locally, just like any other management pack. You import it, and then SCOM then becomes extended. It understands how to store InterSystems Cache health and performance metrics. There's another piece called a provider that you will then deploy to those InterSystems hosts that you want to be monitored with the instances on it. And then that information is sent back to the SCOM console, stored in the database, and then displayed graphically. You'll notice we have some very high-level state views that we offer right at the very top of our management pack tree here on the left-hand side that I am going through. And basically what these do is just give you a quick overview of the overall health state of your system. So you can quickly navigate and see, okay, how are things going? How is my database themselves doing? How is the state of these? And you can quickly just navigate through these high-level views. We also give a summary of the InterSystems Cache active alerts, the active alerts on this system. Now, if you're using Tibanna Plus also, so in other words, you're a Tibanna Plus customer, you don't have SCOM installed locally, but you want to use our Tibanna Plus service, you'll also have access to a web console, which will look just like this. And this is a great way of summarizing all the alerts that are in your system. It's this linear alert. And by the way, those alerts are the same identical alerts as what you're seeing over here in your SCOM console. This is a slightly different connection I've made here, but if you had 7 alerts here, you'd have 7 alerts in your Tibanna console also. So it's a great way of summarizing what your alert state is and what systems you're currently monitoring. So this is the Tibanna Plus offering for SCOM, if you have that. Now we'll go back briefly to our SCOM console here. So whether you're a Tibanna Plus user or have your own SCOM instance, you have a SCOM console. And from in that console, you'll now have imported and installed your InterSystems Cache management pack. You're getting those high-level views. Then you can start drilling down into what we call performance views, where you start looking at specific details. And again, with InterSystems Cache, we map all the important metrics that it's collecting from the system. So, and again, excuse the lag here, folks. There's a little bit of time delay here with these systems. The important thing to remember here is that the metrics that we're collecting from your InterSystems Cache systems are the same metrics that the SMP, InterSystems Cache web service, is publishing. What our provider does is simply reads that published data from your InterSystems Cache system, sends that data off to SCOM, and then it's stored and presented in a graphical format. Now, for those of you familiar with InterSystems Cache, some of you may be SCOM users and some of you are InterSystems Cache users. For those of you who are not familiar with InterSystems Cache management tools, they present their health and performance metrics in a numerical output. And you can do graphs in that, but it's not necessarily, it's something you have to know. In our case, what we do is we take that raw data and we graph it out. So we're basically, you're not looking at raw numbers, you're looking at a graph taken over a period of time. And we'll get you a little more active graph here, hopefully here. Some of these numbers are a little low, so we'll go with another system here. Just bear with me. There again, this is a little bit of network lag we're seeing here, folks, with the, let's get over here. Here, we'll flip over to the other system here where I know it's happy and running well. There we go. Again, there's a little bit of a lag here, but so bear with us. There we go. Okay, so over a period of time, one of the things we've done is taken raw numerical output, and you can sort of mouse over the graphical line here and see what the readings were. Instead of looking at a raw number every few minutes in your InterSystems portal, you can now within SCOM look at a period of time for any one of a number of instances. So you can have many, many instances here in your system, one or many, and all see how they're all performing. And you can start baselining it. For those of you familiar with SCOM, you can do a baseline. You can start selecting a time range. So you can start going back in time and seeing how well the system is doing. So I can go back in time here, and we'll click and see how well it did over a period of time. So you can start looking for events, like here's an event right here, what's going on. Are they performing as expected within the range? So you can start looking at things of that nature. Instead of looking at trying to track numbers, you're now looking at things graphically. So all the major objects within an InterSystems Cache system, your globals, your local routines, your cache buffer statistics, everything has now been presented in a global fashion, or a graphical fashion to you. So you can start seeing exactly how things are doing. And we've done that for everything. So if you scroll through this, you'll see that there's extensive amount. Look at the things like your ECP statistics if you're using ECP in your environment. Not everyone does, but many people do. And you can start looking at your global references, your throttle count, your overall efficiency of your system, and the performance view. So once you get an idea of what you're looking for and what those metrics are, it's a great way of seeing, just how well your system is performing. And because you're within a SCOM environment, you can also see, like, if there's a problem here, I've experienced an issue. Let's say I'm looking at this, I can now start looking at these systems. If I know it's virtualized, for instance, I'm going to go back and start looking at my Hyper-V or VMware environment, and I can do that either using the Hyper-V management pack or the VMware management pack and start narrowing down exactly where the issue is. And here's an example of a VMware management pack. I can start looking at that. If you're running an Oracle database, legacy database, or maybe an IBM DB2 legacy database, again, same thing. You can get in there and start monitoring that and seeing, is that where my potential problems are coming from? So anything that your InterSystems Cache system may be living with, that ecosystem, you want to be able to see it all from within a single pane of glass view. And that's the idea behind the single pane of glass view. Things like a Windows Server OS health. So what that does is, if your InterSystems Cache instance host is a Windows server or a Linux server, again, you can monitor the health and performance of those AIX, Linux, or Windows servers and see how well they are doing and whether they're impacting your InterSystems Cache instance. So that's all part of the big package. As important as it is to monitor your InterSystems Cache system, you also want to be looking at those systems that it is living with or relying on. So again, very handy. SCOM does this better than any other tool out there for that. I should note that real quickly that our management pack supports InterSystems Cache systems that are hosted on Linux Red Hat, Windows servers, and AIX 6.1 and 7.1. So if you're InterSystems Cache host or any one of those, we have a native provider built for you for that. The SCOM version that we built this management pack for is SCOM 2012 R2 and above. It's a brand new management pack, and we've started from that starting point with this management pack. This management pack, like all our other management packs, has knowledge-based articles. So what will happen here is, if I'm going to go to an alert, I'm going to be able to select the alert, and there's a little bit of a redraw here, folks, so just bear with me. And I'm going to look at the Health Explorer. And from that Health Explorer, I'll be able to see a knowledge base article, so I'll be able to click on there and see what every one of these metrics, every one of these individual metrics has a knowledge base article. All our management packs have this, and they're basically what they've got is a summary of what the monitor is, what would cause it to go into a warning or a critical state, and if there is a standard resolution, we'll include a resolution in the knowledge base article. And by the way, on Tibanna, the very same knowledge base articles are displayed in that view also. So if you are a Tibanna Plus customer, you can access knowledge base articles either through the SCOM interface or the Tibanna web interface. And they're the same identical knowledge base articles that are pulled from the very same database. So these are very, very, very handy. One other thing that's really critical with the InterSystems Cache deployments is log file monitoring. A lot of systems out there have applications that are using InterSystems Cache instances as their backend to store data, and they may have and should have a log file or report to perhaps the InterSystems Cache alerts log file, or both. With our InterSystems Cache management pack, our provider has an ability to read in log files. And basically, it's fairly straightforward. I'll just show you that very quickly here. This is on page 23. This is a deployment guide, by the way. I'm showing you right here that comes with our management pack. You'll see here on page 23 of the deployment guide, chapter 5, there is a section called log file monitoring. With our management pack, we have a default configuration file, cache log reader.ini, where you can stipulate what log files you want to read and what errors from each of those log files you want to look at. And we tell you how to edit this text file on your InterSystems Cache host. So what our provider will do, will read in the log files that you stipulate with the errors that you want to look for, and you can put whatever kind of text string you want in there, and then it will show up under the alert view within SCOM. So it'll pop up right here under InterSystems Cache Active Alerts. And what will happen is it will, every 15 minutes on average, will go out and read the log file again from the last point it read it from. It doesn't read in the whole log file from the beginning, and then look for that alert again. And if it occurs again, it will generate an alert. It'll keep doing that until that alert clears for that particular system. Now, on that note, alerts. A lot of times, administrators want to ignore an alert completely, perhaps just for a short period of time, or don't want that alert to go off with a particular threshold. In other words, if it hits a 90% threshold, don't generate an alert, wait till it's 95%, or perhaps generate it when it's 85%. This InterSystems Cache management pack, along with all our other management packs, come with what's called an overrides management pack. And for those of you not familiar with SCOM, management packs in and of them by themselves are sealed, meaning that you cannot edit them by and large. You can only make small changes to them. But we ship a overrides management pack which is identical and allows you to change all the threshold values, a great number of the threshold values within the management pack. So you can adjust the timing intervals, turn alerts off for entire systems, for SCOM, I'm talking about SCOM, or for a particular system. So you can ignore an alert from a particular test system, for instance, but you want to see it on your production systems. You can set the override values to do that type of fine-tuning of your SCOM system. And on that note, I want to mention too, when you do purchase a management pack from us, our support team helps you with whatever level of installation and configuration you may need to get this up and running. So it's a lot of times some people need an extra hand in configuration and fine tuning. We're there. By and large, these management packs go in and work just right out the get-go. There's no issue. One other thing I want to mention very quickly here, because time is passing by, is we do have reports. And I'm going to show you some standard reports that we provide with our InterSystems Cache Management Pack. This is a very handy one. This is called the InterSystems Cache Alert Details Report. And it is basically what I would do here is select a time range. I could go back many, many months, many weeks, many days, today, many hours, whatever, and choose what instances I want to look at, and then generate a list of all the alerts with their details that occur on that instance over that period of time. Again, really handy for seeing what's occurring over a period of time and explaining that. Reports are great tools for inter-team communication. Explaining, like, look at what's happening here. This is critical. This is why we need X, Y, or Z. Another thing we do is provide a performance graphical report. Gives you a nice nice bar graph and you can choose different options for this report to show different metrics here. Just generate a very simple one showing for a particular instance how well it's performing. And of course, we also have a nice summary report for your alert summary. So it gives you a sort of a numbers of what are we looking at for a number of alerts that have occurred over a period of time for a particular instance or instances. Again, one or more instances here. Again, whether you're using Tibanna Plus, our SaaS service, or you've installed the SCOM server locally and you do have your report server up and running locally, you'll get access to our reports. With Tibanna Plus, we have the report server set up for you. You don't have to worry about that, and you'll have access to reports. And you also have access to overrides management packs, even using the Tibanna Plus service. So again, you get all the functionality, whether you're using it locally or through Tibanna Plus with our management pack. And you're getting that single pane of glass view with the entire ecosystem. So again, your InterSystems Cache instance is living in a very large, complex environment. You want to see what's going on with everything, and that's what SCOM is very, very good at. So now we'll go to some questions. If anybody has questions out there, this would be a good time to look at. Somebody's asking here about what about Citrix Zen server? No, we don't run on that. I'm not sure whether there is a management pack out there. I believe Citrix did have a management pack at one time for SCOM. If it's running on there, you'll be able to view monitor your Citrix Zen server through SCOM. That is not a InterSystems Cache thing. If you're hosting the virtual machine in a Windows or Linux OS for that virtual machine on your Zen server, then of course certainly we would be able to deploy the provider to that virtual machine, same way as you would VMware or Hyper-V. Okay, I have another question here about how is it licensed. As I explained earlier, it's licensed by the number of InterSystems Cache instances you have and your user limit. So when you ask us for a license, we would ask you, what's your InterSystems Cache user limit license number from InterSystems Cache itself, and how many instances do you want monitored? And the reason we need to know the user limit, of course, is because that's how InterSystems Cache manages the systems as far as connecting to them. So if you've got 50 user limit and you're using 50 user limit, you go to add our service to there, we need a user, an InterSystems Cache user, if you will, to be able to connect to that system to gather information. So that's one of the reasons we need to know that. Support, as I mentioned earlier, you get 1 free year of support, and you can buy optional 2 or 3 year packages. And as I mentioned, you get free updates during those whole periods of time, and installation support. Again, we help you, whether it's just a few simple questions or you need us to get right in there and help you install the product and get it configured. That comes with when you're buying a management pack from us. We help you get that up and running and tuned for whatever level of help you need. And let's just look. And that looks like it for now. Then Matt, I don't think there's anything else. So if there's any other information that people need, please contact sales@bridgeways.com or visit our website, and we'll make sure we reach out to you. And if you would like a personalized demo for your organization, we'd be more than happy to take some time and go through a demo. And of course, there's free trials, whether you're using the management pack or Tibanna Plus. We offer free trials out there for you to try. So thanks everybody for joining today. Really appreciate it.